Welcome back to the Embers Archive. Tonight, we journey into the heart of a glittering empire, a place where whispers are weapons and every smile is a mask. It is a story of a throne shrouded in lies, an assassin sent to topple it, and an empress who was not what she seemed. The Seraphine Empire was a beacon of civilization, its golden spires piercing the clouds. But its light was a facade. Since the death of her father, the young Empress Elara ruled in name only. The true power belonged to her uncle, Lord Valerius, a man who commanded the Imperial Council and the dreaded Obsidian Guard. Valerius maintained his control through fear, his policies slowly bleeding the outer provinces dry, while Elara remained a beautiful, powerless figurehead trapped in her own palace. In those starved outer provinces, an order known as the Veiled Hand grew. They saw the Empress as the source of their suffering, a distant tyrant living in luxury while they starved. Kaelen was their finest blade, an assassin raised on stories of imperial cruelty. His heart hardened by loss, he accepted the ultimate contract: infiltrate the palace, bypass the Obsidian Guard, and end the reign of the Tyrant Empress. He moved like a ghost. Using hidden paths and the shadows that Valerius himself had cultivated, he bypassed wards and sentries, a phantom of vengeance, until he reached the Empress's private chambers. He found her alone, not clad in jewels, but in a simple white gown, staring out at the city lights. She looked less like a tyrant and more like a prisoner. He dropped from the rafters, landing silently behind her. Her reflection in the glass met his. He raised his blade, and she did not scream. She simply closed her eyes and turned around. So, he is finally tired of his puppet. Did my uncle Valerius send you, or did the provinces send you to kill the monster he'd created? Kaelen froze. This was not the reaction he expected. I was sent to kill the Empress, who starves my people. A bitter, hollow laugh escaped her. And did you think I signed those I haven't seen a royal decree in a year that I wasn't forced to sign. If you kill me, you do my uncle's work for him. He will be hailed as a savior from the savage provinces, and his power will be absolute. Before Kaelen could process this, the doors to the chamber burst open, not with the Empress's personal guard, but with the black-armored soldiers of Valerius's Obsidian Guard. Their captain smiled, his eyes cold. Lord Valerius thanks you for your service. Assassin, an unfortunate break-in, a dead empress, and a dead culprit. Very clean. Kill 'em both. In that instant, Kaelen's world shifted. The Empress was telling the truth. He wasn't an agent of justice. He was a pawn in Valerius's coup. As the guards advanced, Kaelen moved. His blade met the captain's, not in assassination, but in defense. He grabbed Elara's arm. If you want to live, you come with me. Now, he dragged her towards a hidden alcove behind a tapestry, a route he had planned for his escape. Elara, far from a liability, grabbed a heavy letter opener from her desk and threw it, embedding it in the arm of a guard who was aiming a crossbow. She didn't hesitate. She followed Kaelen into the darkness. They were fugitives in her own palace. For days, they moved through the hidden passages, the servant tunnels, the forgotten spaces between the walls. He, the assassin, was now her only protector. She, the Empress, was now a ghost, her knowledge of the palace's secret architecture their only guide. The cold hatred between them was forced to recede, replaced by a grudging, electric reliance. He taught her how to move without sound. She showed him how to bypass ancient, royal-blooded wards he didn't know existed. He saw not a pampered tyrant, but a keen, observant mind hardened by a life of political isolation. She saw not a savage killer, but a man driven by a profound, if misguided, sense of justice. You knew your uncle wanted you dead. Why stay? My father, the true emperor, died in this palace. He didn't die of a fever, as the court records say. Valerius poisoned him. This palace is my home, my prison, and my legacy. I will not let a traitor steal it. Her words resonated with his own quest for justice. They found a hidden archive, a secret study used by her father. Inside, they found the late emperor's private ledgers. The proof was undeniable. Valerius had been systematically poisoning his brother while simultaneously funneling the empire's wealth into an offshore army, preparing to dissolve the empire and rule its remnants as a warlord. Kaelen realized the full extent of the lie. The suffering in his provinces wasn't just neglect. It was a deliberate strategy by Valerius to create dissent, To make the outer provinces so desperate, they would send someone just like him to eliminate the one person Valerius could touch, the true, magically bound heir. They couldn't just escape. They had to expose him. Their chance was the Ascension Ball, a grand ceremony where Valerius planned to have the Imperial Council, under duress, declare him Lord Protector of the realm, a title that would make him a king in all but name. They moved through the palace, a two-person army of shadow and light, Kaelen using his veiled hand skills, neutralized guards and alarms, a phantom paving the way. Elara, draped in a simple black cloak, her regal bearing hidden, guided them toward the throne room. They burst into the hall just as Valerius was accepting the scepter of power. The court gasped. The assassin! She is his hostage. Seize him! But Elara stepped forward, away from Kaelen, her voice ringing with an authority no one had heard before. He is not my captor. He is my witness. I am Elara, daughter of Orin, your true empress. And this my uncle, is a murderer and a traitor. She threw the ledgers at the feet of the council members. As they scrambled to read the damning proof, Valerius drew his own sword, signaling his hidden obsidian guard to attack. Kill everyone, he roared. Chaos erupted. Kaelen intercepted the guards, his movements a blur of deadly grace, fighting to protect the empress he had been sent to kill. Elara, unarmed, did not flee. She stood by the throne, a symbol of defiance. Seeing her courage, the loyalist Imperial Guard, who had chafed under Valerius, finally drew their own swords. Against the Obsidian Guard, Kaelen fought his way to Valerius, their blades clashing. But it was Elara who ended it. As Kaelen disarmed him, Elara stepped forward, holding the heavy scepter of power. Your reign of shadows is over, uncle. She didn't strike him. She shattered the scepter at his feet, breaking the symbol of his false power. The fight stopped. Valerius, surrounded and powerless, was arrested. In the aftermath, Empress Elara truly took the throne. Her first act was to repeal Valerius's crippling tithes on the outer. Her second was to address the assassin who stood in the shadows of her throne room, prepared to leave. Kaelen of the Veiled Hand, you are a wanted man in every province, guilty of high treason. He met her gaze. He's fussy grim, expecting the inevitable, but I find myself in need of a new head for my Imperial Guard. Someone who is not afraid of the shadows. Someone who knows what true justice looks like. It was not a pardon. It was a proposal. Kaelen looked at the woman he had entered this palace to destroy. He saw his mission, his vengeance, and his assumptions all turn to dust. He saw only his empress. He knelt, his fist to his heart. I am yours to command, Your Majesty. The assassin had been sent to kill the Empress, but instead he had saved the woman and found his queen. And in the heart of the archive, their story was recorded, a tale of how the brightest truth can be found in the darkest of shadows. Thank you for joining us at the Embers Archive. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe for more tales from the Embers of History. We'll see you next time.